Welcome everyone, this is Zozo Stock Watch, and this is your stock watch list for Tuesday, September 12th. So after the bell, we have some news that came out. WDC is popping up over $2.60. Toshiba to sell its chip unit business to Western Digital. And WDC is popping in after hours. Some top insider purchases after hours. GCAP 10% owner, APO 10% owner. They purchased over 200,000 shares. TRN 10% owner, Value Act purchased over 54,000 shares. CRZO director purchased 75,000 shares at $11.70. And some syndicate news after the bell. BCRX doing a public offering. That one is down. BCRX, that stock is down. And then INSM closing public offering. PTLA proposed public offering, 300 million. And then BAM announces pricing of US 550 million note offering. So not too much after the bell. Just that WDC is was the main one, and that one is popping in the after hours. For your earnings that are coming up tomorrow, nothing major. GROW, FARM, and AMRK. Some earnings after the bell. No earnings before the bell tomorrow that I have listed here. As far as economic information, the JOLTS, I think Janet Yellen looks at the JOLTS number at 10 a.m. But no big economic information. 4:30 we do have the API crude oil data, so that'll be coming out. Tomorrow night we have a Japanese producer price index. That's at 7:50 p.m. Eastern time. And so that's your economic. For your earnings for Tuesday the 12th, as far as your earnings calls, 9 o'clock you have LAYN, IRET, OPTT, and let's see, OPTT is at 10 a.m. and AMRK is at 4:30, FARM is at 5, and GROW is at 5 p.m. And we'll take a look at the futures real fast. At the start of the session, it's been open for about an hour. The Dow futures are up 13, the NASDAQ futures up 2, and the S&P futures are up about 1 on the S&P futures. Hey, I'm doing a webinar, Zozo webinar, day trading, swing trading chat room. It's been open for about 2 weeks now, 3 weeks now. And so Monday, September 25th at 6 p.m., you can come to either that webinar, or you can come to the Thursday, September 28th at 6 p.m. Eastern time. So we're running 2 that week. And just fill out your information here and send it, and then you'll be registered for the webinar. You can come to one or you can come to both. The more time you want to spend, no problem with me. So you can come to one or both. So I would love to have you either one of the days or both days, whatever you decide, but you are welcome to come to both days if you like for the webinar. All right, so let's go ahead and just take a quick look at some indexes before we get in the stocks to watch list, just so we have an idea where we are with the markets and whatnot. So the SPY, I would say the bulls are clearly in charge, unless we get some missiles flying through the air from Korea, or a hydrogen bomb going off, another test or something. I would say that the bulls are clearly in charge here. We came up off of this 100, we came up off of support. We're back above the fast-moving averages. We're back above the 5 EMA on the daily chart here. As far as the IWM, you know, that one's back above the 50 SMA, so you got to be happy with that. We haven't given too much back. We retested the 10 SMA, and now we've gapped up, so that's looking pretty. IWC. Also, nice move here, back above the 50 SMA. IBB took a little bit of a rest today, but still very strong on the IBB, as you see on the daily chart here. We are holding above the 5 EMA, this yellow dotted line. So very strong with the IBB, even though it took kind of a rest today. IYT, the transports, back over clearly the 50 SMA after the bounce here and hold. And now we are back in business. You know, even some of the airlines were popping up today. AAL, UAL, LUV, JBLU. So they were all popping today from the lows, and they were oversold. So a nice pop in the airlines today. Some banks, XLF, take a quick look at that. Still under the 20 SMA, so we did hold the 200 SMA here on the XLF, but we are still below the 20 SMA and the 50 on the XLF. JP Morgan, Citigroup looks pretty good out of the group there. Citigroup looks the best, and let's check out Bank America, still under the 200 SMA. WFC, that one pretty much coming off of a bunch of selling here and a little bit of a bounce in WFC. KRE, the regional banks, a little bit of a bounce, but nothing major to see there. As far as the SMH, strong sector. Looks like we're going to pierce this 90. It looks like it wants to go up to 90 and probably retest it and maybe break through it. Such names as NVIDIA, and look, NVIDIA looks like it wants to break through this 170 on NVIDIA. SWKS was moving up today, and this one is, Apple has their event tomorrow, so SWKS may be one to watch for the iPhone, and see if this one's going to pop on the Apple conference. Let's see, we did NVIDIA. We'll take a quick look at Tesla. Nice breakout here out of consolidation, and so nice move there by Tesla. Netflix, strong again today. Facebook, strong, holding up, looking to maybe take out that 175 level on Facebook. Apple, who has that event tomorrow, a little sluggish today, but holding up nicely, and let's see if it's going to get a push or drop us down tomorrow on the event. Google, that one is back above the 50 SMA, trying to get back over this 940 level on the Google. What else? Boeing, another big one. Steady, still in this consolidation, actually breaking out of this consolidation, but we just have what's that, 242.53 area to contend with right now, and see if it can get over that. The high today was 241.85 on Boeing. BABA, looking steady, breaking back out, holding the 20 SMA on BABA. Nice trend up. Moving averages are curled up. Couldn't ask for a prettier chart than this. BABA pulls back to the 20, gets bought, and is now breaking out. So watch that 175. And OIH, coming up off the lows, still has the 50 SMA to deal with. SLB, this one is up above the 50 SMA, so it's looking good. Watch for that break of 66. My group is already in this one from 64.05 when I saw it taking out this 10, the 5 EMA. So we're in this one from 64.05 and getting a nice push up. Halliburton is another one of the oil service names. This one's still under the 50 SMA, so Schlumberger is the leader of the group, so that one's doing a little bit better. We'll see how the API numbers are going to be at 4:30 tomorrow. Rig is the other one in that sector, and that one bounced up to the 100 SMA and now is pulling back a little bit. So that's some of the sectors. I'm trying to see if there's anything else that I wanted to go over. I think that, Amazon, did I do Amazon? Let me just do Amazon real quick. Amazon is stuck below the 50 SMA, just resting, consolidating, not too much going on there, and that's fine. Deserves a rest, and but still under the a flat 50 SMA on the daily chart for Amazon, but it's had a huge move. So it's due to just consolidate and not to give us much action. So let's go ahead and we'll get into the watch list for tomorrow. So for tomorrow, first one up is this AMD. See, we've been holding this 200 SMA, and if the market's gonna continue up and the SMH is going to break that 90 spot, maybe this AMD will get going. The bears can't break it down below 12 so far, and it's been hanging above or around this 200 SMA. So we'll see if this one wants to get going tomorrow. So I'll have that one on watch. AUPH, Still looking for that break of, over 7 and change. We had a high of 708, so maybe 710 area. It closed at 682, so it still has a little bit of work to do. BABA we spoke about. I showed you the chart, so see if there's some kind of continuation move above, this high today of. We had a high today of 174.20, so maybe 174.25 is enough. BZH, it's been a strong one. It's pulling back to the 50 SMA, so maybe if it can get back over 1510, we might get a continuation move in BZH. Just take a quick look at some of the other home builders. Toll Brothers doing okay. LEN popping off the 200 SMA. DHR, that one's strong. Oh, DRI? DHI. Here we go. DR Horton, DHI. And that one's popping also. So DHI, what's the other one? KBH. So some of the home builders are getting some buying, PPHM. And so maybe this BZH is going to join the party. HOV, though, is not doing much, and that one's down at the low. So BZH looks much better than that one. So we'll see. CERC, a little bit of a pop today. But we have the 200 SMA. I see a lot of guys watching this out there on social media. Just be aware you have the 200 SMA in the way. And we had a high back here of 87 cents. So we'd have to get over that, 87, 88 cents on CERC. CSIQ. Now we have a JKS. That one's strong and holding up. JASO continues to make new highs here. CSIQ, maybe that joins the party. We'll see if it can get up over the highs. We'll call it 1675. If we could clear that 1675, maybe we get a push up in CSIQ. This is a company, Canadian Solar, but it's actually a Chinese company. ENTG. Nice semi name if the semis are going to keep going. We had a nice bounce off the 10 SMA, so we'll see how this one sets up for tomorrow. ePay starting to break out, up over $31 a share. It's had quite a few days up in a row, but anything goes in this market. Strength begets more strength, so maybe ePay will keep going. EYES, nice pop in this. Somebody took a stake in this 13D filing, I think it was, on I, so it got 3 million shares. So we're looking to see if this one sets up intraday. LB maybe starting to turn the corner here on LB. We've held this 36 spot. Was up 2% today on LB. So looking for that 38 break. The high today was 38.14, so maybe 38.05, 38.15. Keep your eye on that one. LITE, looking for this one to maybe take out 59. Light Communications and Equipment, trying to get back over the 50 SMA. 2.4 million shares traded in that name. Lulu, I was watching this one and it could, got above the 63 and then it pulled back. So now I'm going to see what it wants to do. Came up to our 400 SMA, the purple line you see here, and pulled back from it. So I'll keep my eye on it. Some other names in that sector, Nike starting to bounce up, so you might want to keep an eye on Nike, see if this one is going to make a continuation move here. And then UAA, that one bouncing a little bit also. So Lulu and Nike might be interesting. Next one up, MKSI. This one did break this 85 level, and so we'll see if this wants to set up tomorrow and maybe continue up. MKSI. Plug, right? We got Plug here, kind of basin. You can kind of do one of these lines, and then we have another consolidation line. So anyway, BLDP, Ballard Power. This one popped today, and so we'll see if this Plug wants to follow along and break out of this consolidation. Okay, 1.9 million shares traded in the name. Let's look at the high here. 217 was the high, so it closed on the highs today. So maybe over 220. Let's see what this was right here. Yeah, over 220, 221 in that area on PLUG. RWLK, nice pop, nice candle, 700,000 shares. We do have this 200 SMA in the way, so we'll see how it sets up intraday. SAEX, Oil, gas, and equipment services popping here. Volume, expanding volume, and coming up to the 50 SMA. The high today was 255. So we'll see what this one wants to do. Might be interesting if it can get over that 255. SGMS, Win, LVS, strong, Win, strong. What's the other one? MGM was downgraded today. MGM, so that one was weak. But so maybe this SGMS wants to get going. Keep your eye on this one, maybe over 37 on SGMS. SINO, shipper, and this one trying to get over $3.30. Closed at 320. Got some volume, expanding volume here on SINO. Another one in that area is, in that space is NAO, all right, Nordic American Offshore, and you see this one kind of forming a pennant here. Needs to clear that $1.50 NAT. This one's stuck under the 50 SMA. Ship was getting some volume today and kind of breaking out, so maybe this SINO wants to follow. Let's check out Eagle, EGLE. That one's turning back up. And FRO, they had earnings last week, FRO, and that one popped up a little bit. DSX, another shipper, but not doing much. And then there's, dries, and if you open this up, it's still under the 10, so it looks like garbage. But SINO, this one looks interesting to me. This one might be a mover. And what was the other one? SBLK. SBLK holding above the 20 SMA, another shipper. So SBLK is interesting. Maybe if you can get back over that 1150, 1155. Next one up, Schlumberger. We kind of talked about that one already, so I'll just pass on that one. SQ, the folks in my room are in this one from like 2630, and we're pushing up near 28. So SQ, very nice. Just wanted to let you know on that one. SSNI, nice chart here. We'll see if we can get some follow through for tomorrow. Over 700,000 shares traded, and this is in computer systems. And we'll see if this one wants to set up tomorrow on intraday. TA, big volume in this name today, 1.9 million shares. So we'll see if there's anything there for tomorrow. TEAR, starting to turn the corner here, coming up over the 20 SMA. And we'll see if there's anything there tomorrow in TEAR. Can make some nice moves. You see it popped here, so we'll see if they want to pop it again. It's just the first day, so maybe we'll catch it. TGTX. This one trying to break out of this consolidation here and then rest against support. So we'd have to get up through 13 on TGTX. TWLO. Looking for this one to take out maybe 30.75, 30.80, and then maybe we get that continuation move through 31 on TWLO. NTNX, not so much, and AAOI, just checking some of these, not so much. So TWLO is the favorite out of this one. For this one, over 30.80, 30.75, maybe we get that 31 break. Twitter, holding strong, holding above the 50. Would like maybe a retest of 1750 in that area, and then maybe a continuation move on Twitter, but it's looking a lot better, the chart. VLO, looking for that $70 break, and some other refiners. HFC is starting to push up and out, and then PSX also starting to push up and out. So VLO, if it gets over that 70 spot, this one could maybe pop and follow the other refiners. All right, so that's your watch list for tomorrow. And just so you know, I am running a special 20% off discount. Lock in your price, monthly, annual, or semi-annual. And also, just a reminder, come join me. You can come to the webinars I'm running next week, September 25th or September 28th, both starting at 6 p.m. Eastern Time. Come to one, come to both. Would be glad to have you there. Thank you so much for listening. This is Zozo Stockwatch, and please subscribe to the YouTube channel, and also retweet these videos. Hit the like button if you're new, And thank you so much, YouTubers, and thank you so much for the support.